Sup, everybody? Back for another weather report, but this time, you thought I was going to do another report on California? No. This time, I'm doing a weather report on Europe. What this article I got from CNN, accordingly, it's called Disappearing Lakes, Dead Crops, and Trucked in Water. Drought-stricken Spain is running dry. The author of this article was by Pleitgen, Claudia, Otto, and Paddison from CNN News. This was updated at 9:01 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or 6:01 p.m. Eastern Pacific Daylight Time. Sorry if I'm just continuously mispronouncing. It's Tuesday, May 2nd, so which is today. As you can see, Europe has been baking under the heat for the past couple of months, even after winter started. Ever since California got historic rainfall. But things are a lot different in Europe. Remember in January when there was a winter heat dome that smashed thousands of records or temperatures to the point ski resorts had to shut down? And that really affected snow resorts big time. But in California, snow resorts are having so much fun with the record snow. However, the heat wave that took place in California has melted the record snow, which will eventually turn into a flood. Experts try to say that it may be because of an El Nino. El Nino is when above average temperatures are occurring in the ocean. I'm not joking. There is an El Nino right now. Seriously. If you do not know what I'm talking about, you can search it up on Google. The forecast in Spain currently, on Wednesday, it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit as a high and 57 as the low. Gosh, it's clear with periodic clouds. Thursday, it's going to be partly cloudy at 78 degrees high, 51 degrees low. Friday's 83 high, 52 low. Saturday's 81 high, 53 low. Same low on Sunday, but 82 high. Monday is 85 high, 57 low. The same thing as Wednesday. For next Tuesday. Next Wednesday will be a little different, and then temperatures will cool off to the 70s. But that means, what this is actually meaning is due to climate change, which is driving record heat in Europe most. Not only that, but people are going to be more likely at risk. According to one of the articles from CNN that I was talking about earlier, standing in the field of stunted, withered maize, a man named Santi Cadevilla is very worried. He says, if the weather does not change, it will be zero. Nothing is going to be harvested. He grows maize, sorghum, and other crops in gymnels in Catalonia, has been hit hard by the severe drought, hammering the northeastern part of Spain. We are in a desert. This is a desert today. Rainfall has been low for years, he said. The lack of water is starting to feel like an existential crisis for farmers such as Calvillo, and he is worried about the future of his profession. It's becoming increasingly hard to make ends meet as crops struggle through the lack of water, or can't be planted at all. That's our fact of life in this corner of Spain. They are typical of Catalonia's Mediterranean climate, said Albert, a freshwater ecologist at the UC Berkeley, who is originally from Catalonia. But a significantly lack of rain and snow have made this one much drier, he told CNN. This is the worst period we have had for the last century, Samuel Reyes, director of the Catalan Water Agency, told CNN News. This problem also is beyond Catalonia. Spain has already been in a long-term drought since 2022. In March, the country only received 36% of the average monthly rainfall, making it second driest March this century. The trend continued into April, which could end up being the driest on record.
Not only that, but there will be more wildfires. There will be more heat. There will be more greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide, methane. And yet, we humans are still emitting this greenhouse gas in our atmosphere. We are intoxicating nature, okay? I'm sorry, but we definitely are intoxicating nature. No wonder why the gas-powered vehicle ban is taking place in California by 2035 to curb greenhouse gas emissions. And if we don't cut them by half by 2030, we'll see temperatures go past the 2-degree threshold by 2050, which the United Nations is trying to make it as low as 1.49 degrees Celsius global warming, or even trying to reverse it. However, emissions are still rising. This is not a joke. You think global warming is a joke? Well, I can tell you what, it is not a joke. It is real. It's only to those who think of global warming as fake. This is not fiction. I'm not telling a story. This is actually non-fiction. Back to the article. This is called an agricultural disaster. The cracked, desiccated earth at the Sal Reservoir reveals the heavy toll of lack of rainfall that has taken on the water sources of Catalonia. Located about 60 miles north of Barcelona, the reservoir is a key drinking water source for the region, but in late April, it was only at 7% of capacity. Look at this! Look! What is that? How can that be at only 7% capacity? My goodness! I wouldn't want that happening in California. No! Its water levels are so low that a medieval village flooded when the lake was created in the 1960s has emerged, lending an eerie presence to the sun-baked lake bed. Authorities have been forced to siphon out water from the reservoir in an attempt to protect water quality and have had to remove native fish to stop them asphyxiating. It means like suffocating in the baking sign. Reservoir levels across Catalonia have been hovering at just 25% capacity, so low than usual this time of year. Lack of water is catastrophic on farms across the region. There is no precedent. It's according to headwater at the Young Farmers and Ranchers of Catalonia, Martí Costel. Well, the majority of wheat and barley harvests on rain-fed land will be lost, and irrigated land will be cut by half, Costel told CNN. If it does not rain in May, it will be a disaster, he said. I mean, you could see that the Sal Reservoir in Spain, like I said again, dropped to a historically low 7% of its capacity last month. Impossible! Which means drought affects 60% of Spain's countryside and has destroyed crops across 8.6 million acres or 3.5 million hectares, according to the COAG. That's an area bigger than the state of Maryland. Livestock farming is at risk as farmers need pasture to buy for some time for animals. Without it, they are forced to buy food. Losses are also expected for orchards, vineyards, olive oil production, and vegetable farming. Serge Zaka, an agri-meteorologist, told CNN. These agroclimatic conditions are leading to an agricultural disaster, he said. A lack of vegetation is also preventing bees from making any honey. beekeepers are facing a third consecutive season without a harvest thanks to water shortages, according to COAG. In April, Spain requested emergency funding from the European Union to help farmers cope with the impacts of their drought. There is no water here. Water scarcity is not just on farmers, but also drinking water. And you know what that means? That means heatflation. It's heat and inflation, but you fuse those words together. However, heat tends to push prices up when it's so severe, so bad, and so severe. In fact, it is already continuing to push prices up anyway. Hey, elsewhere. Even in California. Remember when the United States had a 8% inflation rate? Well, I don't even know where it is right now. But that's not what I'm trying to talk about right now. What I'm trying to talk about here is that as the summer approaches and the hope of heavy spring-fall rains fade, many are surrounding the alarm on what might be in store for Spain. We are now in a very dramatic situation, said Joan Gomez, a scientist at the Institute of Agri-Food Research and Technology, a research organization owned by the Catalonian government. He told CNN, without significant rain, we will suffer a bad drought this summer. Oh no, it'll be way worse than just what he's going to say, bad. More like a lot worse than that. Abysmal drought. I mean, you can see the area has faced abandonment. He said, farmers are aging. He added, in 10 years, no one will want to work in this countryside. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that. How could you have such a historic drought in Spain and then just lose all your crops and have only 7% capacity? That's crazy. Who could do that? We must take action now. Please, I'm begging ya. You gotta stop. We gotta stop these greenhouse gas emissions. We got to stop it before it's too late. More drought will occur. Oh. Forget this. I'm done reporting. Sorry if I went so crazy. Okay. Bye-bye. Peace out.